Welcome back to Salazar Art Nation. This is Frank, and this is gonna be my last update for the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge Round 4. Because I'm calling it quits, at least for the challenge for this. I'm still working on the story. I'm still working on that comic story and just comics in general. My reason for doing the challenge was uh, it was a time frame. It was going to be for the anthology, formerly the Ultimate House anthology. It's been renamed something else. I have nothing to do with that now. But still going to be working on my story. And it's like, well, I'll keep doing the challenge so I can work on the story and I I consider myself a man of my word. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I do my best to do it. So since I had said I'm gonna be doing this challenge, I wanted to keep doing it. But the main reason, the main motivation for doing it was gone. It was no longer there, and it was putting extra pressure on myself. And there's just like a lot of stuff I need to take care of at home, and just a lot of stuff that was happening here that I need to take care of that I wasn't able to just dedicate 30 minutes a day minimum to work on a story that was no longer going to be in an anthology. And I was like, well, I can work on the story anytime. And I can work on it 30 minutes or less or more. I don't need this arbitrary time frame, arbitrary rules, this this deadline that I put myself that it's no longer there. So, so you know what? I was stressing myself out for no reason, putting extra stress. I didn't really need it. The What the 100 days of making comics challenge is for is to kind of get you into the habit of working on your story, dedicating time and finishing it, or just getting a big chunk of it done. I already do that. I've done the challenge 3 times before. I've completed it. I haven't done full 100 days except for the last time, but each time I've gotten a story out of it. I've gotten a comics out of it. Like my goal was met, and I figured I wasn't gonna take 100 days to work on this story because I only plan on doing 4 to maybe 8 pages, and uh, I'm still doing that. Like so, I don't really need the challenge, uh, and just working on some other stuff too, and taking care of the stuff here at home. Uh, April is coming up. And right around the corner, a week. I want to go see my son for his birthday, and I want to be worried about like, I gotta do this, gotta keep the deadline. Like, why? There's no reason to. Um, and I want to get back to Captain Courage because I think that story needs to be told. Uh, so instead of worrying about arbitrary deadline or arbitrary rules, well, I'm just gonna work on what I said I was gonna work on, and I'll still work on the story of Dragon's Tail. I think it'll be a fine story. Like I said, that part was just a small part of a bigger story. Um, it's just like it's just have those characters or that part that kind of fit with the theme that the anthology was going to be about, or still about. Is just I think the name. I know the name changed, but yeah, that was no longer my reason for doing it. I was just kind of trying to like get something done, put it in there. Like, well, I can work on this uh, better. I don't have to worry about that. So so I can put the time that I need to for Captain Courage, some Captain Goggles stories, some other stuff. Work on this story, and yeah, like I didn't really need it anymore. So like, because I'm still gonna work on it. Anyways, I'm rambling, but here is a time lapse of what I've done so far, or what I did. I think it was like last week and some of this week. And here is the video. All right, so I was working on this page. I was doing a little bit. I think last week or a few days ago, I was working on this page, and I kind of put it aside, and I went back to it, and I started doing something else, which I'm going to do a video on that later. But so I was working on this page with the ship, and these characters. I wanted to just show some of the other crew members on the ship. And today, the day I'm doing this video, yeah, that file got deleted. I accidentally deleted the file. I was emptying out some things, some files, some images, just to clear up some space. And I thought I had saved it, and it turns out I didn't. So I deleted the file where I had this on originally. Thankfully, I had saved images before, so I reconstructed this page using those images, and I had also a time lapse, which was this time lapse. So I took a screenshot of the last panel, and I worked on it, and I already saved that page. I'm still gonna do some more work on it, but yeah, that. Talk about setbacks. That I was trying not to stress out, but yeah, that happened, and I was able to stay calm and okay, I can redo it, redo the page, and thankfully I had those images. I looked for them, I found them because I had deleted them from my computer, but thankfully I had sent them to some friends. So I just looked for them and found them. And I had that video, which the original video I had deleted, but I had some on my phone, which I used to make the time lapse. So I was able to take a screenshot and just recreate that. So, but yeah, well, it's just another reason why. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna continue to do the challenge because it's putting extra stress, extra pressure that I'm not thinking carefully. I end up deleting some important files. Thankfully, I was able to redo this page, but you know what? I'm gonna take my time. I don't need to rush it. Story's gonna be told as soon as I finish at least 8 pages. I think this section is gonna be 8 pages. I can put that up by itself, or I can just save it for another time where I'm working on that story a little bit more. I decided I'm not going to be putting extra pressure where I didn't really need it. So yeah, so I'm not doing the 100 Days of Making Comics challenge, at least not this time, not this round. I was kind of like beating myself up for it, just, feeling like I was a failure. But I had to make that decision. I had to just come to a realization that, like, well, I'm not really failing anyone down. I'm still working on comics. I'm still doing art. I'm still gonna be doing that. It's just I just don't have the main reason for it anymore. But I can put it out somewhere else. It doesn't need to be in that anthology. It doesn't need to be any anthology. It can be its own book. So it'll be nice to have a book where it's not just Captain Goggles or Captain Courage. It's its own thing. and maybe I can actually spend a little more time and develop that story, because there's still sections I'm still working on. I have a rough idea, but nothing has been really scripted out. Uh, so it will just give me an opportunity to work on that a little bit more. But yeah, like I said, I just didn't really need the challenge. I think it's still a good challenge. I mean, maybe later on I might do it or I might not. Like I'm no longer at that level where I needed that to get some work done, to get a story done. Like I can do that already. uh, so yeah, so work on it, on these stories on my own pace. I'll update as I see fit. But I thought I'd share that in case you're going through some setbacks and putting extra pressure on yourself where you don't need to. Like, hey, take a page out of my book. Just relax a little bit. And I thought it was funny that I lost that page. That's actually the second time that I've done something for uh, this story where I end up losing a page. And the first time, it wasn't even a page. It was just the concept, the character concept of the dragon captain, uh, and the coat and stuff, his uniform. I lost that, and I stopped working on it. Like I just stopped, and I didn't do anything with it. So when I started doing this again, like this time I lost a page, and it's not the first time I've lost a page that I've been working on, that I had to recreate it. Thankfully, I did have some saved files, but this time I didn't stress out. So I was like, I was calm and okay. I was like, oh man, I'm like, well, this happened, but I was able to recreate it. So yeah, and I did save it this time, and I sent it uh, to some people, so I can still go and grab it if I need to. But I have it here and on my phone. So, but yeah, that's my update for the 100 Days of Making Comics challenge. That's what I did so far, and like I said, I'm still working on that story. I'm just gonna take my time on it, and I'm not gonna worry and rush to get it out there. Or it's not ready. It's not, it doesn't need to be out there right now, but maybe soon. But time to focus on Captain Courage, because I think that's a story that needs to be told. And well, this has been Frank Salazar of Salazar Art Nation. Make comics, not excuses, and we'll see you next time.